What's going on, guys? Scar coming at you with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, we're going to be diving into Temur Adventures in the new 2021 standard play mode. The cool thing is that pretty much if you've been running Temur Adventures before watching this video and you want to play it in the new meta, it's pretty much the same. The only thing you're really probably going to have to change is probably your wish board and maybe your mana base just a little bit. Other than that, the cards that you run in the deck are all the same as before. Overall, Temur Adventures, if you haven't played it, is a very fun deck. It pretty much like the other decks, it's a very set tribally kind of thing. You know, everything from Throne of Eldraine pretty much has, you know, there's a lot of things that have adventure, and the way these cards work together are very good in the sense that you get abilities off abilities. But overall, the deck is fun. It runs fluidly. Sometimes the mana can get a little clunky just because, you know, without shock lands, you know, you are gonna have to wait a turn or two if you have dual lands. But other than that, the deck is fun. Enough with that being said, guys, let's dive into the deck. Let's kind of break it down. Let's go into all the things this deck contains if you haven't seen the deck, and kind of go from there. So to start it off, we have the Edgewall Innkeeper. His synergy here is whenever we cast a creature spell that has adventure, we get to draw a card. It does not need to have gone through the adventure first, just in case you didn't know. So pretty much what this means, most of our cards in our deck have a dual thing. So they have adventure ability and they also have the creature ability. So whenever we play the creature side, we're gonna get to draw a card from Edgewall Innkeeper. Followed up with the Fate of Wishes as a solid 1/4 body in case you need a block, with the ability to tap 2, discard 2 cards, and return it back to our hand, as well as its granted ability, which is a 4 mana ability that we get to choose a non-creature card we own from outside the game, reveal it, and put it into our hand, which means that we have access to our sideboard and there is a wish board. So after we go through the deck, I'll go through the wish board that I kind of have. The wish board's probably a little bit different than what is going on currently in this current Temur meta, just because we lose a couple cards. But overall, the wish board I kind of came up with is a little bit of fun and you know, kind of like late game focus and also like early game focus as well. So Fate of Wishes is good in that sense that we get to kind of like go for something in case our opponent's playing something that we want to kind of like counteract. Then the Lucky Covert means anything that we cast with an adventure, instant, or sorcery spell, we get to copy it. We need to choose new copies for that copy. So like if we use our Fate of Wishes ability, we get to do that a second time, third time, fourth time, depending on when we have these out. Same thing, Bone Crusher Giants, Brazen Borrowers, Questing Beasts, or not Questing Beasts, Lovestruck Beast, Beanstalk Giants. Those things, pretty much we get to do their sorcery or instant ability multiple times, so we can either bounce multiple things back, burn multiple things, do burns damage to the face, that whole thing. And it's definitely one of those things, if we get this out early and we kind of like ramp up pretty well, it can become a problem for our opponent very, very quickly. Like I said, Brazen Borrower is the next card up. It is a 3/3 or 3/1 flash flyer that can only block creatures with flying, but the petty theft ability is what we're kind of using it for. The ability to bounce target non-land permanent back to its opponent's hand is definitely good, and with that and Lucky Clover, we can possibly bounce multiple things, which would definitely frustrate our opponent. But overall, very solid card regardless. Then follow that up with the Bone Crusher Giant, a very solid burn card. 2 mana, damage can't be prevented, deals 2 damage to any target. Combine that with Lucky Clover, we can burn multiple things. And then whenever he becomes a target of a spell, Bone Crusher Giant deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. So when he becomes a creature, he deals 2 damage back to that controller if they try to deal with him that way. Then we get the Lovestruck Beast, very solid 3-drop for a 5/5. It can't attack unless we control 1/1. But his Heart's Desire ability is a 1 mana, create 1/1 white human token onto the battlefield. So on turn 1, you can play this, create the 1/1, and hopefully by turn 3, the 1/1's still around. You get the 5/5. Regardless, if he doesn't have the 1/1, he's still a very solid blocker at a 5/5. Follow that up with the Questing Beast. This unfortunately is not actually an adventure card, but it is a very solid 4-drop 4/4, Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt to creatures you control by our creatures we control can't be prevented, and whenever it deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to that planeswalker that player controls, which in reality, maybe in the current meta, in the 2021 post-rotation meta as of right now, there's not as many planeswalkers, so he is not targeting many of that. But the ability to have a 4/4 Vigilance, Death Touch, and Haste is something that definitely your opponent's got to figure out how to deal with, and it's definitely, you know, if we ramp up the right way, we can definitely play him early. But overall, a fun card. Then we got Escape to the Wilds is a way to exile the top 5 cards of our library. We may play exile cards this way until the end of our next turn. We may play additional land this turn. So the thing here is we get to scoop 5 cards from the top of our library. We have to look at all of them. We can play additional land, and if we have mana still open after we play this, we can play multiple things. The one cool trick here is if you play Escape to the Wilds, you can actually play the adventure side of all the cards that have adventure, and pretty much then have them in that exiled kind of like other area, so they actually don't get affected by them being exiled afterwards. So that's the one benefit to Escape the Wilds. If you're like, oh crap, I drew like 5 like adventure cards that I maybe don't have a lot of mana, but you know, play like, you know, your Lovestruck Beast ability, play your Bone Crusher ability, play your Brazen Borrower ability. Fate Wish is a little tougher because that's 4 mana, but you know, play those sides and then maybe then kind of hold them off until you can play the other side. Then we got the Beanstalk Giant, which is like a ramp card. It's a 3 mana, search our library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle our library. And then his power and toughness is equal to the number of lands we control. So this is kind of like the late game finisher. You know, you get a very big, by the time it comes out, a 7/7 cost, 7/7 at least. Overall fun card. You know, the ramp ability is very, very good. Combine that with like a Clover, getting multiple lands. And the other thing too with his ramp ability, those lands don't come into play tapped. They just come into play. So the idea that you have now X amount of lands that you ramped up with to do additional spells is definitely very, very good. And then our mana base is pretty straightforward. We got 4 Triumphs, 1 Temple of Mastery, 1 Temple of Abandon, 1 Temple of Empany, 4 Forests, 1 Castle Garenbrig, 3 Mountains, 3 Islands, and 2 Castle Vantresses. Overall, the mana base is something I'm playing with. It is kind of funky just because we don't have shocklands, so it can get a little clunky. So it's something that you may want to play with as well if you like it. But let's dive into some games. Let's see how this goes. But first, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to post more videos, hit that subscribe button. But let's dive into games. So real quick cut break. As I was about to start playing some games, I just realized I forgot to tell you what is in my sideboard. So to give you an idea of what is in my wish board for Fate Wishes, let's give it a quick rundown. We have the 1 Shadow Spear, which actually in the late game with this and any of our creatures, gaining some life and having trample is very, very good. I haven't ran into any situations where we're using the +1, but permanents our opponent's control, you lose hexproof and indestructible to end a turn, and we can equip it for 2. Then we got the Heroic Intervention in case they try to target anything. I figured just giving our creatures hexproof and indestructible in turns very, very good in case there's also board wipes. Sorcerer's Spyglass is still very good in the idea that it gets to make us look at our opponent's hand. We can choose target activate abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities, which is Stop an Ugin. So this is definitely something maybe in the late game if you feel like your opponent's ramping up to an Ugin or something. Sorcerer's Spyglass can actually put him to a halt, and Ugin can't get rid of it because it's an artifact. Storm's Wrath is a 4 cost sorcery, deals 4 damage across the board in case our opponent's playing something very, very big, very, very wide. We can always do 4 damage across the board, wipe out their board. It's kind of like our only way to really clean the board up in that sense. And we get this Lime Empany, a little fun card here. I think just it's a 6 mana counter target spell, counter target activate ability, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, create a token that's copied target creature you control, and draw a card. So this is one of those things, like, you know, if we feel like our opponent's gonna try to play something big, we want to hold mana open, we can always play the 6 mana spell and just do multiple abilities and kind of, you know, frustrate our opponent. Then we got the Embercleave, which is also another fun card here. It's, you know, if you haven't played against a mono red deck in the current meta, it just, you know, costs 1 less for each attacking creature. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature we control. Quick creature has +1/+1 and double strike. I actually played a game while I was testing this deck out in the ladder. With this and Shadow Spear, so it was actually kind of funny. Created a 2020 with trample with the giant Beanstalk Giant, and you know, swung in for 40, gain 40 life and deal 40 damage. So it was definitely kind of one of those fun things. Then we got the Kiora, Beast of the Sea God. You know, it's just a cool little enchantment. 7 mana, create an 8/8 blue Kraken with hexproof, tap all non-land permanents our opponent's control, and gain control target permanent opponent controls and untap it. So definitely a cool way in that sense that we can kind of, you know, just have a big old enchantment if we really, really want to. Because we're playing Temur, why not play some Genesis Ultimatum, the ability to look at the top 5 cards of our library, put any of the permanent cards among them onto the battlefield, and the rest into our hand, and then we get to exile it. So it's like a little fun thing. If we get there, we want to wish for it, and kind of like play like a big spell. Genesis Ultimatum is that. Ninth, the Chromatic Orrery, just because maybe our mana gets a little clunky, and we just want everything to be colorless now. Pretty much makes it as if it was mana of any color. We get 5 mana from it, and we can tap 5 and draw a card for each color among permanents we control. So it's just one of those things that in the late game, it's another little fun thing that we can draw to kind of like fix our mana situation. So pretty much everything costs anything that we, you know, we can play. So that makes the Genesis Ultimate just cost 7 mana instead of, you know, 2 green, 2 blues, 2 red. Then we got the Great Henge, 8, 9 mana. But with some of our creatures, this actually would probably become like 4 mana, less than that, because like the Lovestruck Beast in this makes this only cost 4 mana. And I thought one problem might, what the heck, why don't we throw this in, just give target creature +X/+X, allow it to fight something, and, you know, kind of get through that way. So definitely a little bit of a wish board. I would say played around with it. I didn't really like, you know, there's some cards I probably left out, there's things you could add in. But it's one of those things that I feel like you could play with it based on what you think the meta is rolling around with. But this is just kind of what I went with as a good start. All right, our opponent's going first. Our hand's okay. I think the mana is very good just because it helps us kind of ramp. So we're gonna keep it. Looks like they're also playing Adventures. So this could be bad because they're on the play. So that means they're going just that little bit faster. All right, maybe not. Well, I mean, I might as well play both of these. See what happens. There's not really a good way to protect the Edgewall Innkeeper. Alright, they're ramping up for something. Ooze. Well, that's not a very good ooze just because you don't have anything in the graveyard, so. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of the ooze before the ooze becomes an issue. We could see a Love Strike Beast or something come up just because they have a lot of mana. What is that? 3 plus 2, so that's 5 mana? 6 mana? Alright. We'll follow Haven. Interesting. I think we play the Temple. Yes, we'll keep the Love Strike Beast. We'll draw the card. We'll swing in. Kind of curious what our opponent's trying to do. It's like a Temur deck, but I don't know what the big payoff is. Maybe an Ultimatum? I'm thinking either Ultimatum or Ugin at this point. Double blue. Yep. Get a -3. That's fine. It's a good thing we have Questing Beast, right? Oh, another one too. Oh yeah, we'll keep that. And by Ugin? So they lost all their ramp because of Ugin. So this is a very like strong strategy of just like, let me just go all in on Ugin. And our opponent's dead unless they play something? Genesis Ultimatum. Alright, let's see what you got. Alright, what does this do? Land? Should probably... Oh. Okay. Hey. I could actually do this and get another Lucky Clover out. Death Touch. Alright, so you're drawing a lot of cards. Another Genesis Ultimatum. Alright. They have a lot of mana, so it's just a big ramp deck. Interesting. They have reach.
I call and Ikoria answers.
I kind of need... I don't really need to play the Escape the Wilds, to be quite honest. But I could if I wanted to. Alright, let's get something good from the top of our library. Like a Brazen Bar would be really sweet. Because we actually have enough to like just bounce everything back. Play the Triome, so we don't lose that. Do I escape the wild again? That's the question. Do I escape the wild again? How does that help me? I guess I can dig for a Brazen Borrower. I can play it if I had it. Hey! We'll bounce that back. Bounce the arrow back. Bounce the guy who makes food back. I'll take 3. I'll play a forest. No, I lost the Escape the Wild. You can just replay everything. You can't play the arrow just because you don't really have much for the arrow. All right. Just gonna do 3 to me. Is that really the play though? Cultivate. Got lands. Lands for days. Play the arrow again. Get another land out on the battlefield. Bone Crushy? Bone Crushy's good. We'll play the forest from here just because. That's 2 triggers. Love Strike Beast. Damage. Damage. Damage.
Your fate. I learned much today.
We'll play this because we'll get 3 lands to replace. I think next turn we could possibly play our own ultimatum if we wanted to. Also, why? This is like the first time I've actually seen them all out of order. I guess I'll grab a red. Have mana of all colors. I gotta like play this unfortunately, because I think I lose it. Make you lose a food, make you lose a bird, slow you down that way, and then 1 turn. It's definitely annoying. Alright, you had to have it.
Always consider the consequences of freedom. Reality is unwritten.
If you don't respect nature, we're gonna have a problem.
Alright, so we can play Beanstalk Giant next turn. You could also search. We can also... How many cards we got? 29? Oh, that's good. This would actually make him kill that if we played that. That would leave me with 2 mana open. I can Sorcerer Spyglass here. What else do I want? I think I kind of want the Great Henge. Would be nice, right? Why not? We'll grab this just in case he's trying to target us. Oh, you know what? Let's play a Sorcerer Spyglass. We'll just make Ugin not be able to plus. Which one is this? Spirit Dragon? Spirit Dragon. Need some life. So what I could do next turn is I could actually play this, bounce something back, play Fate Wishes again, and give it like Embercleave.
I call, and Decoria answers.
All right, we're gonna fight. No, don't want to fight. I feel like they could have also played that differently. They could have plussed. All right, we'll make some tokens. We could really just like mess them up, can't we? Yeah, we'll play that. So if I bounce their stuff, right? We'll draw a card. Maybe draw a land? Ooh, I draw Innkeeper's not bad. But I'm trying to draw into stuff. Ooh, Questing Beast is good too. Drawing all the hits. Drawing all the hits. Or land. Land's good. No, don't want to do that. What's that, 13? That's 13. They can kill it if they wanted to. We'll hold back because they may not do anything. I could have. This is on trample, so I could have swung all in, but I don't think that would have been the play. All right, so they're going to attackers. All right. That's perfectly fine. You get rid of my... Doesn't have enough, actually, to get rid of everything. You'd only be able to get rid of all my smalls, which would also get rid of his smalls. You really can't -3. He can -3 here. 1. What does he get rid of? My Edgewall Innkeeper and my tokens? And he gets rid of his tokens and his bird. I don't think that's the play.
You are too dangerous to roam.
All right.
I come bearing the wisdom of the ancients.
You can do 4. What's 7? Oh, you went for the all. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm done.
Reality is
They'll play Borrower. They have 9 cards. They can play an Uro. That's fine. We'll hit them harder. All right, they can eat our graveyard. That's cool. Hey, land. Do I have any more basics left? I'll search for whatever's left in my deck. I have 3, so I have enough to actually get all my basics. That's fine. Hey, 2020. Hindsight's 2020. Oh. All right. Maybe they have their own ultimatum. They only have 13 cards, so we are both going to like low cards. That's fine. You're not gonna be able to pump that enough to... Sure. Little does he know. Little does he know. Keep on eating. He's gotta play like another creature, or he's dead. Oh, he likes the top card. Top card's good, guys. Top card's good. Another ooze, okay. Is he gonna attack in is the question. Would you attack in? My turn. Bounce you back. Yeah, I guess it's playable. We can fix our mana. It's a little clunky at the beginning, but we're on the draw, so maybe we'll draw into stuff. All right, Triumph. That means it's good. That means it's good for us, I think. I play a forest. Go. Okay. I see your adventure. Go. Part of me wants to get another, wants to be greedy and get another Lucky Clover out. Mirror Shield. What does this do? Has Hexproof from whenever a creature with death touch blocked by this creature strike creature. Oh my goodness. I think that's the play. Lucky Clover. Go. I get 3 lands. Yeah, I can play 3 land. Oh man, next turn's gonna be great. See what he plays though. Is he gonna play a creature to put on the shield? Oh my goodness. If only. If only. I just realized that we need another green. We'll grab a blue because blue's good. And Why not double blow? If only it actually hit a Love Struck Beast is a real thing. Oh. Plain Soul Tie. Alright, get rid of a Clover. No, not my Love Struck Beast. It's fine, I got my ramp out of it. That's hexproof. So we need something to get rid of that. What do I have in my graveyard? Or my sideboard? I guess I could play a big ol' 8/8, right? Or do I think I search and get 2 cards before anything else happens. I could get a Great Henge. A lot of this is actually artifacts. That has Death Touch. I guess we'll play this. No text. Intern. They probably are gonna mutate again, so we're gonna lose another Lucky Charm, which is not a big deal. The Primal Might actually doesn't help us here. That's fine. I just need a Borrower, actually. What's happening? Oh, it's giving -2/-2. That's fine. That's fine. We'll dig a little bit. Pass to attackers. At some point, you're gonna want to attack. Oh, that's a card. Play the 9/9. And then I guess we'll play a token. No text. Next turn for sure. Alright, that's good for us. Great Henge. Bounce you back. Discarding these 2 because that won't do anything. I'm gonna bounce that back. I know exactly what I want now. Not that. Now our opponent's on the think tank. They're on the big things. That's fine. What are they gonna mutate onto? They're gonna just throw my 9/9. That's fine. I'm not really worried, to be quite honest. They're down to one hand. One card in hand. I'm surprised they let the first left strike beast go. I guess they just realized what was going on. But I'm not worried because of what I got in my hand. I mean, I could have escaped the wilds, dig a little bit. Cafe of Wishes. What does that mean? Does it mean? They knew it was coming. So all in all, in closing, coming back into the deck, there's fun to the deck. Sometimes it gets a little clunky. Like I said, the mana base gets a little weird, but overall the deck has good utilities to kind of like allow it to, you know, kind of straighten the course later in the game, kind of finding what we need to do. I think we won every single game. I believe, I can't remember. The one game was really long in the beginning, but overall the deck is fun. If this is something you may already have the cards for, this is definitely something you could always strive for. I think there's some budget builds you could probably do. Maybe you don't need as many of the rares, but I mean, as long as you have the core of the adventure, you could probably build some sort of version of this. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if you guys like this deck. I am going to be doing upgrades for the starter decks shortly. I just have to kind of like tweak them and kind of play around with them and kind of see what I think the decks could go. But if you guys like the video, hit that like button. If you want to know when I post more videos, hit that subscribe button. I will catch you in the next video.